Like, be up in like 3 minutes. Welcome to the Ball for Marky first annual tournament. With you is Elias and Tariq's Bait from North Pole Hoops. Elias, there's a lot of teams here that we're getting familiar with. You're talking about the Toronto Huskies as well as the Mississauga Monarchs. We haven't fully watched. I got a chance to get an early look at them yesterday, get a little sneak peek. But I mean, for the most part, these players are fairly under the radar. I mean, we obviously know of a kid named Adnan Begovic, St. Francis Xavier. Tell me a little bit about him.
That's right. I mean, he's a 6'6", small forward, developing into a shooting guard for the CIS level. Could go higher.
I don't know about shooting guard. I'm gonna have to stop you in your tracks.
I mean,
he's about 6'7".
That's what he's developing into. That's what he has in mind.
He's got a long way to go there. Yep. I could see him as I hate to get at you this early on in the stream, but just watched him. Like I said, I watched him yesterday, and he looks to me more to be like a combo forward as opposed to a shooting guard. Because defensively, you got to be able to defend that position, right?
And he's gonna really have to learn how to put it on the deck, create his own space and his own shot. But Tarek, tell me a little bit about the cause for this event.
Yeah, so the Ball for Marky event is an honor and celebration of Sharmarke Farah's life. Sad story, he was shot and killed in February, a member of the Mississauga Monarchs, and also played for the Oakville Venom. So this tournament's in its infancy, its first year. Celebrating his life, they had a game, a memorial game for him, where they had a lot of alumni attend, a lot of Division I caliber guys. Cassidy Ryan was there, even Yusuf Ali was there, Ahmed Ali's older brother. So it was, from what I was told, it was great energy in the building, and a lot of support. It was a packed house, and it's a really great cause, and we're excited to be here with North Pole Hoops here to support it. Right now, it's the Mississauga Monarchs and the North Toronto Huskies. In this one, they are playing for 5th and 6th place. This is a 16-team tournament, and it's down to 6 here. We're going to be providing you with live streams throughout the rest of the day, the bronze game as well as the championship game later today at 3 o'clock.
And you mentioned that you already had watched this team yesterday. What did you think of Stefan Jovcic, number 22?
I thought he was solid. I think the guy that stood out to me was Adnan, just based on his size and his shooting stroke. I think that this is a team that's pretty disciplined. They circulate the ball, they move the ball, they play well together, but I need to see some more fire out of them. They're missing a little bit of extra juice, and that's what I want to see. Especially we have invited them to the CNIT, the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July, and when you play those higher level teams, you got to give more in terms of energy.
And the defense chant coming here from the bench, a lot of energy there, and I thought that was a clean block, but the ref will call it.
Well, kid, I also noticed was Stefan Jovcic, the guy that just went for the block. He got called for a foul, but got some good size on him, decent athlete, and plays fairly hard. He's probably the guy that on the team that you can depend on to block shots and get physical and eat up space down low.
Saw him throwing down a windmill earlier in warm-ups. Didn't expect that.
I saw that too, but he didn't make it.
No, he made one of them. He made one of them.
I'll give him that.
And a turnover here for Mississauga Monarchs. Huskies get the possession back.
North Toronto Huskies. I don't think I've ever watched this team play. I have heard of them in the past, and they knocked down a 3. They're coming to play. They just took the lead 6-5, 5.5 left in the first quarter.
And that 3 ball from Mikey Warrington. Number 4 on your screen in the red.
3 ball. Adnan steps back, no good. And for the attempted rebound was number 35, Ogi Nwoku. I remember watching him for St. Joe's, the Peel champions, and he's got some size, some speed, some athleticism. Still fairly raw though. And another guy that I think if you add the energy element to his game, at the very minimum, he can be a lockdown defender with his physical tools.
Mm-hmm. Warrington here again.
Ooh, nice
takes
spin.
a spin this time off the glass.
I like that a lot. Very technically sound, it looks like, these Toronto Huskies. Up 8-5 on Mississauga Monarchs. And they look like they come into play. Pull-up game. No good for Jonathan Kasongo. Adnan Begovic with the ball. Another one. 3 ball. Again, no good. And Ogi comes down with it. That's a second offensive board. Nice lefty finish by Begovic. He's clearly missing an element of athleticism. However, he's pretty sound technically.
Yeah, it's a lack of explosion, and I think, for the next level, that is going to come into play. I mean, you're playing against guys who are the same size as you. You got to up your speed. You got to up the explosiveness.
Yeah,
and that's off-season things in the off-season to take care of.
So, Monarchs down by 1, 8-7. Another offensive rebound right now. And Monarchs are going to work on the offensive glass, and if you're the Toronto Huskies, you gotta address that immediately. And here we go, back they are. They answer.
Transition bucket.
It's number 22, Sean Wayne on the finish. Jonathan Kasongo at the top, attacking right. Trying to go all the way, scoops it, no good. Tough shot.
Had options in the corner there. Peripherals, were blocked off, but penetrated against 3 guys on that possession.
I like this team. I like what I'm seeing early on. They're playing with patience.
The fundamentals are all there.
Yep, taking care of business, taking advantage of deficiencies on Mississauga, and that was Zach Smith for 3. Big fella. Ogi on attack.
And the Huskies have had a lot of good help side situations where the defense is coming in right on time. I mean, on that particular possession, they could have afforded to just, stay as vertical as possible and not foul there. A lot of help coming in. Ogi Nwoko makes the first free throw.
It's 13-11. Toronto Huskies are up by 2 on the Mississauga Monarchs here at the Ball for Marky first annual tournament.
And Ogi Nwoko gets a little bit of a break as Terry Hill, number 45 on your screen in the gray jersey, checks in.
Out of Hamilton, Ontario. Plays for Saltfleet. Good attack there by 13 Daniel Caldwell, and and I talked to Coach there with Mississauga Monarchs about that element of grit that I think the team is missing, and they got to be prepared going into CNIT in July. They can't be letting rolling over the red carpet, letting the offense just dictate whatever they want.
And here's Mitrovic bringing it up for the Huskies. Oh, sorry, that's Caldwell. Daniel Caldwell playing at point. You saw him on the last possession. Good protection. Wrapped it. Finished at the rim. This time it's a Huskies turnover. Go back to Mississauga Monarchs. Kasongo tries to blow by. No good. It'll go to Terry Hill in the corner. Back to Hill. Hill will try the pull-up, and it's good. Tied up at 15. And Saltfleet and Monarch product, Terry Hill, has checked into the game and is immediately making an impact here.
The first of 3 games set to live stream. Of course, following up, we've got the bronze medal game. Ottawa Next Level will be playing later on in the championship game. Very slow-paced game right now, looking like the Toronto Huskies are trying to play in the half court.
Well, they've done a really good job taking advantage of the shot clock and just making sure that they take the best available shot. No rush. And there they'll get it back. Here's Rashid Weeks. Should have looked to finish on that one.
Oh, wow. Nifty little move there by Terry Hill. Right finger roll. One on the inside hand.
And fresh getting his first minutes of the game for the Monarchs, number 8, Rashid Weeks. I like what he's done with his body. He used to be a lot huskier. It looks like he's trimmed down and a lot more definition.
Zach Smith with the shot, and yeah, I think he's trimmed down, but he still got work to do in that regard, especially if he wants to play on the wing / small forward, even a combo forward, to be able to add some agility. I'm liking what I'm seeing though from number 7, Zach Smith. Or no, it looks like that's 17. Excuse me, that is Andre Garrett.
You got to get better with your Eastern European names, though.
And it's probably Andre Garic.
Garic, there you go.
So, the Serbians that are tuned in right now are probably just shaking their head at us.
IU. Let's be clear, IU.
Oh, nice take there by
Rashid Weeks.
Looks more like a football player than a basketball player, but nice move on that one. Nice pass on the inside, good finish with the left hand. Got some big boys on this team. Sean Wayne absorbs the contact and finishes. They got some bodies on this team.
Tied it up at 19. Solid first half, pretty low pace. Huskies really slowing it down in the half-court set. Monarchs looking to push in transition.
End of the first quarter, 19-19. Toronto Huskies, Mississauga Monarchs are knotted up. It looks to be a pretty good game. Lots of under-the-radar talent trying to make a name here, trying to make their mark. And early on, I like what I'm seeing from Andre Garic, a bigger guy that could shoot it, as well as Sean Wayne doing some work on the inside. And then on the flip side, Terry Hill, as you mentioned, he came in and was an impact player from the jump. Huskies working the paint and a nice little hook shot. Ian Johnson, the big fundy. This seems very fundamentally sound. Getting what they want in the half court, utilizing their bigs. I like it.
And now let's see how the Monarchs execute here in the half court set. In this game have not been proven to do so very well.
Full court pressure by the Monarchs.
Jordan Francis on the ball.
Huskies for three. Very good there. And
Contested, and they'll secure for another possession.
Garich out there working. Looks like he's called over the back. We got to keep tabs on Garich. He's been having a really good game so far. I mean, he got called for a foul there. Could have went either way. Could have been not called. Well, I just love his effort. Ball movement here by Monarchs. Rashid Weeks attacks. No good on the finish. Looks like he might have tweaked his ankle. Nice finish. North Toronto Huskies are doing it here.
And that's Marko Mitrovic finishing on the other end and extending the Huskies lead 23-19.
And I'm thinking we're going into this game, Mississauga Monarchs. It's their home event, and they weren't the team. North Huskies weren't the team that I knew about. So they're kind of making their mark and saying, "Hey, we're gonna play some good basketball and take advantage of the mismatches."
Well, they're doing a lot of things right here on the defensive end. Look, the communication is coming from the bench.
Yep.
On ball as well, same thing.
Wow.
That's a tough shot right there by
This guy
Adnan.
can drill it though.
But they forced him to take a
He
deep
can
one.
really shoot it though. He can really shoot that three ball.
As a spot up, it's one thing, but I mean,
Yeah.
at the level that he wants to play against, like we said earlier, it's the off the dribble abilities that we would like to see more.
There's no
of.
question. He's got a long ways to go, lots to improve on, but he can stroke that ball.
Still
It's
upside
not
there,
just
yep.
a 1 out of 5. He shoots it at a high clip,
Yeah.
from what I've seen. Form is there, feet are set. And Mississauga Monarchs looking to spark a run here. Hill up top. Adnan for another one. No good on that one. Stefan Jovicic playing hard still. Since you're an expert on accents, pronounce that one for me.
Stefan Jovcic.
All right. When it has been written, Stefan Jovicic it is.
That's an easy one.
Well, just testing you, keeping you on ice. Serbian basketball community in Canada is alive and well. Tons of talent all across the country, everywhere we go. Kitchener is coming up for an NPH showcase in the Tri-City region.
Yeah, there's strong representation
They're
in
going
that
to be
one.
loaded with Serbian, Canadian basketball prospects. And I know the national program, the Serbian national program is always looking over the border here to see some talent. Or I should say looking overseas to see some talent. Dejan Kravic, 6'11", London product, played at Texas Tech, and now he's playing professionally. The Canadian national team wasn't tracking him as much.
Well, they weren't on him early enough. I think that's what Canada basketball has done a much better job of over the past few years is, with the junior academy and
They have
other
a stronger
programs.
pulse. They have a
Yeah,
stronger
I mean, they're in the gyms.
Yes.
When we were traveling into the States, tournaments like New
They're
York and
definitely
Indiana.
in the gym more than they were 5 years ago. Sorry, I just had to interrupt you, but we're talking. There's still another level that needs to be taken to. And no, go ahead, E. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in. Looks like Elias is a little hurt by me jumping in on him. Go ahead, finish your point.
Sorry, you made me forget my point. What were we talking about again? You love the mic, eh?
I'm hogging
You
the
love
mic,
you love
guys.
to hear you love to hear your own voice.
I apologize. Continue your point though.
I don't even remember what I was
Forever
talking
hold
about.
your peace. Talking about Canada basketball, the junior academy.
Yeah, I mean they're
Being in the gym.
they're in the gyms at a younger age now. They are actually tracking, scouting, evaluating the talent. So that that way they have a depth chart. if a guy doesn't make the cut one year, they don't just forget about him. They keep an eye on him and they track his progress.
I agree. Now, as far as Dejan Kravic is concerned, he's now under the Serbian national program in that system, because once you represent one
That's
other
it.
team,
That's right.
you can't go back. So, but there's definitely a ton of talent from Canada's depth chart to select from at every position. I think a guy that has not been involved with the national program, a guy, Chris Boucher, is going to have to get a look in terms of being a guy that can run the floor and play the 4 or 5, stretch it out.
And I think that's this summer, to be honest with you.
Could be.
The national team could use. Well, first they need to give him some experience.
Yes.
If there is space available for him, I mean, I know Tristan. There is a strong possibility that Tristan will be involved.
Yeah, but they're different
Thompson,
types of players.
for sure. But
You have Kelly Olynyk.
you could play them both at the same time.
Yeah. The thing about Chris Boucher, and for those of you watching that aren't familiar, Montreal, Quebec product, went to the Thetford Academy, and then is now playing at Oregon. He's 6'10", 6'11", with like a 7+ foot wingspan, and so he's not just a versatile offensive player, but he can block shots. He led the nation in shot blocking this year. Similar to what
second,
Jordan.
he was second.
He was tied for first.
No, I
Okay,
think
we'll
was,
give him
it was,
second.
It was
He's
a
one
kid
of
from
the-
UIC.
One of the top shot blockers in the nation.
Yep.
And nice rebound there by the big
There you
fella, Sean Wayne, looking like Bruce Wayne out here right now.
31-22. Huskies keeping the lead and extending.
He supermaned it on that rebound. 2 hands, went up strong. Good finish. Sean Wayne, we
Good
see
energy
you.
off the bench.
We
That's
definitely
what you like to
you.
see from guys coming off the bench.
Gotta put him here in my notepad. How big would you say Sean is?
He looks to be about 6'3".
You always undercut them on their height, eh?
Well, yeah, everybody else is giving him an extra inch.
He's definitely not 6'3". He's at least 6'5".
I don't know
So,
about that.
He's a big boy. Maybe it's
Tough pass that
because
time.
you're shorter, so your vision is a little bit tainted.
Oh yeah, because I'm shorter, my vision is blurred. Yeah, that
It's
makes a
little
lot
bit
of
tainted.
sense.
It's just you're looking at guys from a different angle.
And big fundamentals, Ian Johnson's on the line right now. Misses the first. But his Huskies still have a lead, 31-22.
Ogie at the top.
And the Huskies get a steal out of it. Mitrovic right before that play happened was talking about, defensive pressure, and the rotations for the Huskies have been right on time. And they're able to get a lot of turnovers.
Well, it's got to
From
be
the Monarchs.
it's got to be a stronger cut though by Adnan.
Yeah.
When he gets there, he's got to give a target and be strong with it. Ogie on the left wing, 3-ball, no good. Begovic comes down with it with the rebound, back to Ogie.
They'll reset for a fresh shot clock.
Love the fact that they're utilizing the shot clock in this tournament. Now we're starting to play real basketball in Canada. And not just Canada, but even in the States. Like, not all the states use a shot clock. And to me, I just look at it like, what are we doing here? Are we trying to develop these kids and get them ready for the next level? Especially at the elite levels or the higher levels, you have to play with the shot clock.
Yeah. I remember we put out an article a while back with regards to introducing and implementing the shot clock in Ontario high school basketball, and it's something that's greatly needed across the board. I know that every other province in Canada is already using it. In Ontario, I'm not sure if it's a matter of cost or what. Or
well, they've made that
management.
adjustment. They've made that adjustment as far as, Ontario high school basketball, but it's almost like it's too late now because all the upper echelon players are looking elsewhere. So, anyways, on that last play, shout out to Mississauga Monarchs implementing the shot clock. Adnan Begovic on the attack is fouled, and before that, it was Jonathan Kasongo that knocked down the 3-ball. So he definitely has some confidence in him and won't hesitate to shoot that.
And Monarchs have been down all game, but definitely not out. 32-25, winding down here in the second quarter.
Knocks down the first. Begovic has been the leading scorer for most games and a top producer for the Mississauga Monarchs. They have a pretty good record so far as well. I believe they're 17-4, something like 17-4, 17-5. So a respectable team. Now we're looking to test their limits at CNIT and see how really good they are. But right now, they got to deal with the Toronto Huskies.
And that was John Bukhari there with the turnover. 8-second call. Huskies were unable to get it across half.
Seeing a little bit more energy from the Monarchs right now. But it's one thing to play one possession like that. Now you have to put it all together for a full game. 3-ball, Begovic. Wow! Money in the bank. What you think, E?
Nothing but net on that one. I mean,
wow.
You could tell he's got a shooting stroke. He's got a good feel. But again, everything has been spot up. Everything has been 2 feet, 3 feet outside of the three, which shows that he has the distance. He's got the range. I just want to see more out of him.
Yeah,
I know what he can do, but I want to see more.
Well, I think he's a project. Like, there's an element of him that's a project. He's got to get reps in down low to be able to do something with his back to the basket. He's got to lower his center of gravity. He's got to increase his agility. He's got to do all these things to put it all together to be able to do more than just be a catch and shoot guy. But that's not too bad at 6'7", 6'8".
No, absolutely.
Not many guys that can do it like that. Definitely a next level guy. Now it's just a matter of finding the right fit. Told me he wants to play Division I basketball last night when I was talking to him, and you know he's got a chance, but he's got to address a lot this summer. This is an important summer for him for development. This being his last, pretty much his last off season before college.
And for any prospects watching from home, I mean, off season is crucial time for development. A lot of players spend, their summer playing 50, 60 games, but I mean, you just finished a high school season of doing that. So when is the development? When are you catering or designing a schedule that allows you to work on your skills and your body? Summer should be all about balance in terms of future development. Andre Garic back in the game for the Toronto Huskies. And the shot from Mitrovic, no good, but he's fouled by Adnan and will go to the line for 3 shots. And the timeout is called as the Huskies lead by just a bucket. 32-30.
Ball for Marky, first annual tournament hosted by Mississauga Monarchs. From what I'm told, this will be an annual event. And looking forward to continue working with the Monarchs organization, doing a great job here. And first of all, a main cause is celebrating a kid's life. A kid was shot and killed early February, and it's extremely sad news.
And it's unfortunate that the amount of violence that's happening at the youth level, the amount of young people that are leaving us for all the wrong reasons. And basketball has been a tool. I mean, when you and I were growing up, the area that we grew up in wasn't people who are familiar with 5 and 10 area. It wasn't the best area, but basketball kind of kept us away from trouble. And I hope that it continues to be a tool that is used.
Yeah, to keep kids focused. Keep kids focused, keep them off the streets, keep them engaged with sports. And that's the thing about basketball that I love is, and we do this every day in our lives, where we take the skills and tools that we've taken from basketball and incorporating it into everyday life. That's what I think the top elite programs understand and know.
And the elite coaches.
Yes, and
they are able to, to put that forward in action through their practices, through their, through lessons in a game.
and that's why I put a lot of weight and respect to programs that develop their kids on and off the floor, as opposed to just recruiting the top kids and putting them all on one team.
Right.
There's a spot for that, and it's a combination of both to be a top-notch team. But I really respect the programs that put the time in the gym, are teaching kids, working with kids, and helping them grow as basketball players and as individuals. There's a finish there by Ogi Nwaku.
And that's another turnover, and the Mississauga Monarchs will have a chance to tie it up, or a 3-ball would give them the lead here right before halftime.
Pretty good game so far. Tight ball game. Ogi's been active on the offensive boards. A little wild shot there. He's definitely got a lot of work to do this summer as well. He has the physical tools, now he's got to add the skill set.
Good patience there by Zach Smith. Finishes on the right side.
Getting some engagement from the fans. Looks like we got North Toronto Huskies fans in the house here supporting as we go to halftime. 36-32. The North Toronto Huskies are down to the Mississauga Monarchs by 4.
No, that's the other way around, my friend.
Welcome back to the Ball from Marky first annual tournament. 36-32. Home team Mississauga Monarchs down to the North Toronto Huskies. The North Toronto Huskies, tell me about them.
This is the first time I'm seeing them. I watched one of their younger programs 2 years ago, and I haven't seen them since.
Is that the
From
team
what
that
I
had
know-
Adam Sellen?
Yes, it was. And Sellen is a part of Team Ennis now. He's playing on the Nike YBL circuit. Well-deserving PG.
So, North Toronto Huskies making their mark over here. Still a tight ball game, but got some really husky type of players, you know, big bodies. They don't, nothing too fancy. They're just getting it done right now. Jonathan Kasongo with a pull-up game. Earlier, Ogi Nwaku hit a 3. Didn't know he had that in him. Starting to see the bench engaged. That's a first for this game. See, for me, watching a lot of these teams, you know, at different environments, AAU, you know, high school, whatever, like, to me, my bench has to be engaged all game long. If they're on the bench, they're talking. If they're not on the bench, they're talking. So we gotta have a noisy gym consistently. And also, when it comes to the bench, they remain mentally engaged, and then coach calls them to check in, they're ready to go. They don't have their hands on their arms crossed, you know, saying, when am I going to get in? Well, you're already in the game if you're chanting and you're engaged mentally.
If you're wearing a uniform. If you're wearing a uniform and you're suiting up for the game, you better get your mind right in game mode.
Absolutely.
I mean, before I've seen a lot of situations where a kid checks into the game and then he gets on the floor and he's asking the guy on the bench, hey, who did you have? Who did you have? Like, that kind of stuff can't happen. You can't miss a defensive assignment as you check in.
And then the last play for the Monarchs was Stefan Kojovic for the pull-up in the mid-range. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to the first annual Ball from Marky tournament, live streamed by Elias Spate and yours truly, Tariq Spate of North Pole Hoops. This upcoming weekend, we have our Kitchener NPH Showcase, hosted at St. John's Kilmarnock, followed by the CNIT in July, where one of these teams will be the Mississauga Monarchs. We're going to be rounding out our 16-team division. But right now, these two teams are playing for 5th and 6th in this tournament. The Ottawa Next Level team, Elias, I've been hearing a lot about. Justin Ceres, the head coach of that team, just got the job at Wilfrid Laurier, so congratulations to him. Was the lead assistant at Ottawa. Rebound on the defensively. Rebound. Very good. And they will call time, referee timeout. Like you an injury there.
Yeah, Mikey Warren came down awkward there. Not sure if it's a knee or an ankle.
Who has two?
Is that ice?
Where are we gonna get ice?
I don't know.
Do you know anyone?
Alright, he's looking video.
Monarchs leading in the second half for the first half of the game. 44-38. Largest lead of the game is 1-8. That was for the Huskies.
to shoot a little bit better. Hit a 3 earlier, now hit a mid-range. But for me, and a guy like Oprah, I think higher level of energy and puts forth to the game, the more production he's going to get as a result of that. If he can maintain his engagement defensively, make defense turn into offense. Shooting it well right now, and as a result, the Monarchs have a 6-point lead over the North Toronto Huskies. Shout out to the stream team, Sam Mancini, Mike Dotto, streaming crew here at North Pole Hoops. Shout out to the Mississauga Monarchs for having us a part of their event. First annual Ball for Marky tournament.
There's a lot going on right now in the world of Canadian basketball. You got national team stuff rolling up in terms of tryouts. You got Canadians in the I guess we can kind of possibly go up. We can kind of make it.
We're not trying to
having the highest vertical for a 6'11" guy in combine history.
Look, I'm just watching. This is not news. You know, I was talking to different NBA people, and they're telling me, I was baffled by that.
I think it's just create a story at this point.
I don't know, or maybe they just don't know. They haven't watched it. That's possible. Look, we've watched a ton of him. He is 6'11", 7 player. He's the most agile. He wants to be great. He wants to do it. So, you can't deny a kid like that. You can't. It's impossible. So, we're going to see where he ends up. I can't. If I'm selecting, he's not going past 5. But that's just me. I'm selecting, so we'll see what happens.
Is Simmons a lock for you at the moment?
I think it's a matter of need. What the team's been looking for. With Simmons, you have a guy that jump with his physicals and his skill set, but he's not a great shooter. He doesn't really shoot at all. So he's limited in that regard. He definitely do damage and his ability to handle it on the perimeter.
Yeah, and I think, you know, in regards to his shooting game, I think that's the easiest part to fix. It's a matter of summertime.
I disagree with that one.
Well, it's reps. It
is reps, but I wouldn't say it's the easiest part to fix. I think the easiest part to address is more like strength.
He has everything else.
I think strength is easy. I think strength is easier to address than your shot. There's guys that play this game that can't never ever shoot their whole lives. So it's not just a matter of reps, but it's the proper technical teaching of it, as well as certain level of feel. Like Steph Curry's got the technical part down, and he's got the feel, which makes him the best in the world at that. But there you have Stefan Kojovic knocking down that jumper.
So he had the mid-range jumper there. It went for him, and now got a deflection. Kept the pressure on.
Shout out to Coach Andrew DeMello from Ottawa Next Level. They're about to turn it up in the next game. Justin Ceres and his crew.
He's an intense guy, man. He's an intense guy. I love his coaching style.
The whole program, top to bottom.
Yeah, we've seen him at Sun Youth. We've seen Sun Youth in Montreal year after year. Seen him at CYBL, and they just do a great job with that.
Yep, they were at CNIT last year. They got the Serbian sniper. I'm trying to remember his name here, but you will see him eventually shooting those 3 balls. and you can call them on their cell phones. That was one of their little mottos there, attracted to the Drake song that they used at the Sun Youth when they won that tournament.
I don't understand a word that you're talking about, Type.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's an inside thing, and
It's one of those things. I think the viewers probably don't understand it, but it's one of those things, guys. You had to be there. Let's get back to the action here. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. 50-43, and number 7 for the Huskies, Zach Smith, brings it to within 5. Nice look there. Finds Begovic for the little flipping.
Off-ball movement there from Adnan. Crucial to save his man when he was in trouble in the paint.
So next year, this time, I want that to be a dunk instead of a little short floater. Nevertheless, he got it done. 7-point game. Smith.
And the Huskies will look to get the last shot of the third quarter here with 5.7.
That's the end of the third quarter, 52-45. Monarchs lead the Huskies. 1 quarter left to go. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Welcome back. Ball for Marky, first annual tournament. Mississauga Monarchs, the home team, taking on the North Toronto Huskies. 7-point game. Begovic for 3, no good. It's 52-45. What are your thoughts on this game, Elias? For 3 quarters in, we're getting to know a little bit of both teams.
Yeah, I mean, for the whole first half, the Huskies, had the lead and really took advantage of their play in the half-court set. Tough call there.
Tough call.
Good
That's
sell.
a bad call.
Good sell.
Let's just call it what it is.
That's what I meant. Good sell there.
Yeah, he kind of just threw his body at the defender.
Yeah.
But he was completely out of control.
But as I was saying before that, the Huskies have done a good job in half-court situations, really being patient and utilizing the shot clock. Had as much of an 8-point lead at one point, and that's trimmed down, and they're actually down 52-46 at this point. With the Monarchs, they've picked up their intensity level a little bit. They're putting a little bit more pressure on the ball and forcing the Huskies to make a few more mistakes. The way the game is going right now, the momentum has shifted, and it is in the Monarchs' hands.
Game is definitely still in the balance. Pull-up shot there, air ball. And Stefan Jovcic tries to save it, but it's going the other way. Huskies got a strong contingent of fans. Even got the blowhorn out.
Yes, he did. Adnan Begovic trying to create his own offense. Passes it off inside.
Nice finish.
The finish is good for number 22, Stefan Jovcic. The assist from Adnan.
I think if the combination of Begovic and Jovcic, if they can get on par with playing an inside-out game, you got two bodies in there, one that finished it on the inside, one that could shoot it. They can do a lot of things with this team. But they have to be really, really strategic, and they have to be playing their A game if they're going to bang with the best in the country.
Six and a half minutes to go here in the fourth quarter as the Mississauga Monarchs lead 55-47 over the North Toronto Huskies. We got A.N. Meyer in the house.
Jonathan Kasongo on the controls. To Begovic on the wing. Finds the roller. Back to Begovic. Try to attack the wing. Got caught. Step back. No good.
He's been creating a lot of good space with using that step back or the crossover step back. Being able to get his own shot off, but on that baseline drive, that I would like to see a little bit more control there in terms of retreating.
It's tough, Elias, to have control when he's playing so high. He's got to lower his center of gravity to be able to explode and attack with substance. Because he's attacking and that ball's going to get stripped every time.
Really like what he's done with his body, though. He's added a lot of muscle.
Yeah, he definitely looks the part.
Yeah, he was a string bean last year. So he's been eating right. He's been training right. Remember I used to call you that, string bean or coat hanger?
No, I don't remember that actually. I just remember always being stronger than you in every facet.
Okay. Fantasy world.
Well, we'll leave that for another day. Ball for Marky tournament, first annual, hosted by the Mississauga Monarchs. Happy to be here. For those of you following online, you can follow us at North Pole Hoops on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, all of it. As well as, don't forget to follow the Mississauga Monarchs at Sauga, SAUGA_Monarchs on Twitter. Right now it's 55-49. Monarchs lead by 6 on the North Toronto Huskies, representing the North. Speaking of the North,
and that Husky was the original logo for the Raptors, or the former Raptors.
Is that right?
Are you mocking me?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. No, I was actually gonna get to the Raptors who play at 3:30 today. We'll be in the middle of that stream. Following that stream, we'll be rushing to the nearest by television. But it's do or die, Game 7. I'm going to ask you this even though I know your answer, but what do you think?
I mean,
what's going down tonight?
Dwayne Wade is going to be a man possessed tonight. I mean, he's a champion. A lot of different pieces have stepped up when Wade has came off for Miami. With Toronto, it's a matter of whether Lowry and DeRozan can bring it game in, game out, especially in the playoffs.
Well, they brought it the last couple games, and now they need to bring the full team effort. It's a full team effort.
Yeah.
They're not going to get it done with the stars playing well, or one of the stars, quote-unquote stars playing well, or the bench playing well and the stars not playing. It's got to be a full team effort. And my guy, Bismack Biyombo, needs to get his time, needs to get his minutes. He is a winner, an absolute winner. And that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about that wins games at any level that you play at. Talk about Tristan Thompson, same thing. He's making millions of dollars based on him being 6'9", and just a motor.
Well, they're guys that buy into their roles. They know what they need to do. They don't play outside of their element. And, it's something that, kids can really pick up off. At the NBA level, everybody has a role. You make money playing within that role.
Absolutely. I never forget this, and a lot of people have said it. First time I really heard it was with Dave Smart years ago, and he was saying, really realistically, there's either one or two quote-unquote star players, and everybody else is a role player at every single level. So, but the problem is people look at that and say, like kids or whoever look at that and say a role, like they look at the word role player like it's a bad thing. But the reality is, when you're trying to win a championship, everybody has to have a role. And that one of them could be, that's your assignment to lock up the best player on the other team every game.
Yeah, look at a guy like Corey Joseph. The Toronto Raptors use him to contain, some of the guards. He has been doing a good job.
He's been guarding Dwayne Wade, even though no one can really guard Dwayne Wade, but he has carved out a niche in the NBA because he can defend. And I remember the first time I ever spoke with Corey doing a photo shoot, and he was in the 10th grade, and he told me that he loves to play defense. He doesn't play defense, he loves to play defense.
That's right. There's a huge difference. Corey's a guy who's going to get you to turn your feet. He's going to get his hands in the pocket. He's
going to be on you.
Yeah. Now in the dying minutes here, 4:49 to go.
I wouldn't say it's dying quite yet. It's in the stretcher, let's say.
Fair
It's
enough.
still got lots of time. 4:40 left.
55-49 Mississauga Monarchs. Tough floater there, no good. And the ball will go to the Huskies.
Shout out to Sean Collins, Humber College in the house. They work hard, always in the gym. And that's why they have that national championship pedigree.
And Rashid Weeks is a guy he's been tracking. There's a few other pieces on this floor that Coach Collins may find of interest.
Nice block there. Way to stay with it. It's Terry Hill. Here's Rashid Weeks bringing it up back to Kasongo, Jonathan Kasongo. Starting to hear the fans getting into it from both sides. 3-ball, whoa, didn't know he had that. It looks like he doesn't at the
Pretty
moment.
good mechanics.
But definitely good mechanics.
From the release there.
Stefan Jovcic.
That was his first attempt from three-point line in the game.
Oh, big finish.
Zach Smith comes up with a finish. It'll be an and one. A chance to make it a three-point play.
Zach Smith has done a lot in this game. Going to work down low, finishing with contact. And the North Toronto Huskies are not going anywhere at this point. Terry Hill up top, pass it around to Kasongo, goes right, back to Hill, loose ball there, and they put up a tough shot, Jovicic, but lucky on the offensive board. Kasongo finding Jovicic, puts up a tough one.
Huskies secure it. They got to be patient with this one. This is an important possession. And Monarchs called for a foul. Smith in the corner, surveying the field. Garich with the 3-ball.
Big
It's
shot.
good. Tied up at 55 with 2:20 to go. Adnan fakes it, steps back, puts it up, no good. A little off balance there. But Stefan Jovcic secures the rebound and they'll get another look at it.
Looks like we got some action on and off the stream, and I'll explain in a while. There's the miss by Kasango. We got a minute and a half left to go.
Garich with the strong take. Adnan gets a piece of it, and it's going to go back to the Monarchs.
Gonna have to address one of our viewers who commented Corey Joseph is playing terrible on Wade. I would disagree by saying that it's Dwayne Wade. You're not gonna stop him. He's gonna get what he wants. But everybody in the league knows Corey is a respectable defender. But he's definitely not stopping Wade. And you mentioned today, you know, he's probably gonna go try to get his. It's gonna have to be a team effort from the Raptors. A secondary defender coming in, whether it's a Bismack, whether it's a Johnson, whoever it is, gotta step up.
And one thing Dwayne Wade is amazing at is getting to his kill zones, his kill spots on the floor.
Yes.
He has certain areas on the floor that he knows he can score from. His floater game is nice. He's got a Euro
wingspan
step.
on him too, because when he gets to the rim, he just extends right, and then he can make it look so easy.
He can absorb and finish.
Yeah. That's one thing I noticed is watching the series. When it's time to get the buckets that he needs to, he gets
turns
what he
it on,
wants. And that's the scary part, you know. I would love for DeRozan to be a guy that can lock up the opposition.
He should be, and that's one of
That's
the
what
things.
the greatest do.
But
Michael
that
Jordan
is one of the
defended the
issues
best
that I've had. You know,
players.
me and you debate all the time. DeRozan, Raptors. Does do the Toronto Raptors keep DeRozan? Well, if this is your
Looks like he's trying to go to
guy,
LA.
From what it seems like, yes. But if this is your prime guy, this is the guy on your team, your franchise supposedly, he's got to be able to lock up as well.
Yeah, oh yeah. But listen, look at the whole league. How many guys could actually be two-way players at the NBA level? You got LeBron James, you got Kawhi Leonard.
Westbrook,
Okay,
D Rose before he was injured.
okay. Look, you're talking about superstars.
Okay,
And DeRozan is not a superstar. DeRozan is an all-star.
You're putting me on the spot here, but that list extends a lot further.
Listen, at the end of the day, I agree that DeRozan, there's another level for him to get to be a great player. But all I'm saying is that he's not the only one. It's a very small percentage of guys in the league, like very small, that status. And that's where DeRozan's that's gotta be his end game, you know? When he's at his prime, whatever that is, maybe this is his prime right now.
I don't think so. I think he's got more
Time
in
will
him.
tell.
A minute 17 to go. Mississauga Monarchs lead by just one, 56-55 here at the Ball for Marky tournament.
We got a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. We got a barn burner. In the first game of the live stream, a minute and 15 seconds left.
And that's Wayne for the
Begovic
Huskies.
stepping up.
Almost gets it stripped.
Oh, screen and roll action. Good defense by Kasango. No foul call. Cutter, another extra pass.
Very
Big
unselfish.
time. 22, Stefan Jovcic with the finish. That was great
Good.
execution there. It looks like a timeout will be called.
Good recognition there by Caldwell as he got the entry pass into the paint. You know, the Monarchs thought he was going to put up a floater last second. Saw Wayne underneath.
Sean Wayne going to Bruce Wayne mode once again. Puts his team up by 1. 55 seconds left. Ball for Marky.
So
They're
the
balling
Monarchs,
for Marky right now. And they are down 1.
Monarchs will be coming in with a fresh shot clock at 24.
Coming up, we're going to have the bronze medal game followed by the championship game at 3 o'clock.
And what I like about this tournament, outside of the cause, there's a lot of under-the-radar competitors here that we're going to be continuing to evaluate after this weekend. Sean Wayne, one of them, Mikey Warrington. Hope his knee's okay. Fell earlier, but we'll be keeping track of him.
Terry Hill on the inbounds here. Terry Hill up top. Begovic coming for the screen. Rolls. Ogie.
See, I don't think that was very
Mississauga.
effective there on the high screen.
Begovic with it. Oh, and they get the steal. Here's an open lane here. Oh, 3-man back. Wisely kicks it out. 20 seconds on the shot clock. They do
Huskies just got to be patient
foul.
here.
They should not foul. Monarchs need to be just as patient. You got to play solid defense.
10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
You don't got to foul, but you do got to step up and play D. Here we go. 17 seconds left. Game in the balance. Down one. Ogie. Left. Right. Attack. No good. Begovic with the rebound. Begovic with the rebound. 11 seconds. Mama Begovic going wild on the baseline.
And that's 58-57 with 11 seconds to go. Mississauga Monarchs take the lead.
11 seconds to go. And shout out to Mama Begovic. She's been working the sideline since yesterday, coaching the team from the other side of the court. Lots of passion, and you gotta love it. Mississauga Monarchs up 1 on that bucket by Adnan Begovic. 58-57. 11 seconds to go. Elias, what should the North Toronto Huskies be doing right now?
We got the ball coming in. I believe it is going to be on the baseline. I got to look to attack the basket. That's your best chances of, scoring a high percentage shot, and if not, getting fouled.
Who's going to be the one?
I believe they got to go inside to Wayne. I don't think that he could start the penetration.
Of course not.
But they do have to get it to him.
Because they don't look to have any real dribble drive threats.
No.
That can create their own.
No, their offense comes off of ball movement.
Yeah. I think they got to work it on the interior, maybe a couple passes on the inside, maybe a high-low.
You do want to leave
like that.
You do want to leave enough time on the clock as well, in case there's a miss and no foul called. Mitrovic gets the inbound.
This looks like a high screen coming up. Yep, pick and roll.
And there it is to Wayne.
Basics. Oh. Monarchs, loose ball, it's game over. The Monarchs get it done. Ball in for Marky right now and get that W. Tough game. 58-57. And the Huskies wanted that one. But the Monarchs able to pull it off in an exciting first game for the North Pole Hoops live stream.
And coming up next, we'll have Ottawa Elite going up against Grimsby Basketball Academy.
You're going to have to change that up. It's Ottawa Next Level.
Sorry, my bad.
That's the other guys on the other side of the fence.
What did I say? Did I say Guardians?
Ottawa Elite.
Ah, okay, my bad.
Which is their competitor. That's it from the first game. Join us in 5 minutes as we set you guys up for Game 2, the bronze medal game, followed by championships of the Ball for Marky tournament.